Hello guys, my name is Gavin, and this will be a video on how to make a simple pickup item in the Blender game engine where your player can walk up to it. It'll display a message saying press spacebar to pick up item, and if you press the spacebar, it'll add something to your inventory and it'll delete that cube. I'm just going to get started. So let's right click on this camera right here and hit X and delete, and then right click on this light and hit X and delete. On our cube in the middle, let's right click on it, and let's change the name, if I can drag this panel out right here, to player. Player like this, and let's click on the physics tab. Let's go to Blender game, and so let's select character physics for our player, and let's actually give our player a new color. Let's say this color will be yellow, and let's go into our game logic view in Blender game, and on our player let's just have it so he can move forward. So let's put W in here after adding a keyboard sensor. And let's add a motion actuator, and let's put 0.2 for the motion. Connect it like this. Now, what we want to do is also add a game property player onto our cube object or our player object, because this is what our pickup item is going to use to determine whether or not it's close to our player. Let's hit the spacebar key and then add a plane. Drag this plane down, and let's hit S and 10. So we can now see our player can walk on this plane. I'm actually going to drag this cube back like this. Okay. What we are now going to do is add a new cube into our game by doing spacebar and then add a cube. In this new cube, I'm going to change the color of it to red. So let's actually add character physics first, then change it to red like this. Click on the fuse, and our cube is now red. What we now want to do is on this cube right here, let's add an always sensor. Click those first three dots, add a near sensor. Rename it to near all lowercase. Let's put with the property player. And let's put within the distance of 4 and the reset distance of 4. Let's then add a keyboard sensor again, and this keyboard sensor will be spacebar. We're going to use this to actually pick up the item inside of our game. Once we have that, let's add a controller Python like this, connect it to all three of these, and let's add two scene actuators. One right here. Let's name this as overlay. Change the mode from restarts to add overlay scene. And let's add another scene actuator. Change its name to remove. Change it from restarts to add overlay scene. And let's connect it like this. Alright, so now that we have that, let's hit the plus sign right here and hit new. And I'm going to hit 7 to go in the top view and do spacebar and then add a camera. And I'm going to hit 0 to go into our camera view like this and do spacebar and then add a text object. On this text object, what we're going to do is I'm going to go into edit mode like this and hit the backspace key a couple of times. And let's rename this, or let's have it say something like press space to pick up. This is very much off screen, so I'll drag this in, scale this down, and I'll hit Alt and C and convert it to a mesh. So we now see we have press space to pick up. I'm now going to hit spacebar and then add a plane like this. Drag this plane towards the bottom half of our screen, hit S and X to scale it out, and let's drag it just below our text object. And let's give this plane a material, how about black, like this. If we hit P now, we see press space to pick up like that. Alright, I'm actually going to rename this scene as text screen, like this. And let's go back into our main scene like this. Alright, inside of our scene actuators, let's add the text screen like this. Once we have that, what we're going to do is do templates Python and then game logic simple. And let's delete the portion that I've highlighted. Hit Control and scroll up on your mouse to make your text larger. And what we are now going to do is rename this to scripts.py. And let's actually add the script right here. Okay, what we are going to do is now define our near sensor and our space sensor by going near is going to equal count.sensors near, then space is going to equal count.sensors space. Let's now define our scene actuators, overlay and remove. By having overlay is going to equal const actuators overlay, and then remove is going to equal const actuators remove. Once we have this, what we're going to do is have if our player is near our pickup item, or if near.positive, positive like this, we're going to do const.activates, and let's do overlay. So it's going to overlay the scene, and if we're not near the object, we're going to do const.activates remove this. So what should happen is, I can't remember if I turned the physics on. Seems to be an error right here. Let me do game and then show physics visualization. Hit P. I think there's an error right here. Let me check. Add overlay scene. Oh, remove the scene. So for the scene remove, change this mode to remove scene. So we can see it's not going to have anything selected like this. And if we move forward, it'll overlay the scene like that. And once we get a certain distance away, it'll take that screen away. Okay, once we have this, now that we've got this set up, what we're going to do is right click on our player, and let's add an ammo property. It will be an integer. And let's hit this I right here and do game and then show debug properties. And if we hit P, we can see in the left hand corner it'll say ammo is equal to 0. Let's add a message sensor on our player as well. And let's have this message be ammo. Click tap. And if the player sent the message ammo, it's going to add 5 to the ammo amount. So let's have a property, change it from assign to add. Let's change this type to ammo, and let's put +5. Connect this like this. Okay, now that we have this, let's now have it so if our player is near our pickup item, and if the spacebar is pressed, what we are going to do is do own.sendMessage ammo. So it's going to send that message ammo to the player. It's going to remove the scene by doing const.activates remove. And then it's going to end the object by doing own.endObject. Okay, so now if we were to hit P, we can see we can move within distance of our cube, hit P, and it'll add 5 to the ammo, and it will delete the pickup item. Alright guys, that's how you make a pickup item with a button prompt in the Blender game engine. I hope you found this useful.